In Australia, as people start to reappear from lockdown and working from home, I'm seeing an increase in requests for mediation or conflict resolution in teams. I guess there are lots of reasons for this. Part of it is increased sensitivity and reactivity that we often get when we're worried or under pressure. Our professionalism may lapse a little and we may say or do something that doesn't actually land terribly well with our colleagues. There are also the tensions, of course, that were there at the start of COVID that haven't been addressed as there hasn't been the opportunity. In the meantime, what I call the festering sores have continued to fester and are becoming more difficult to cure. Then there's the miscommunication when we fail to capture some of those non-verbal cues in meetings or mishear because our bandwidth's a little bit dicey or shaky. A manager who asked me to help with conflict on her team the other day said, I'd normally be on top of this, but I've been consumed with extra work and it's been really hard to pick up with on these tensions because I haven't actually seen them face to face. So as we know, one of the fundamental principles of good conflict resolution is pick it up early. So if you're concerned about underlying tension in your team, a very useful starting point, I think, is to revisit your team charter or develop one if you don't have one. What are your expectations of each other? And how have these been nuanced in the new working arrangements? It's also really useful to have someone facilitate an open conversation around what's working well and what isn't in the new phase that we're in. Often conflict isn't about interpersonal dynamics and work differences and style and so on. It's more around the system, role clarity, work equity, flexibility, work-life boundaries. These are all typical areas that it can actually create conflict within a team. If the conflict is interpersonal and needs specialist help, then it would be really useful if you actually asked if you could get somebody externally to come in and resolve it. It's far cheaper than the impact that non-resolved conflict has on both well-being and productivity within a team.